Welcome back to the podcast, and you're listening to the Traveling Pants of a Single Mom. And of course, I got my girls, Tasha and Ziggy. Say hey, y'all.
What's up?
Hey.
So we are back. This is the second episode for 2020. So we're going to talk about leaving people behind.
Mm-hmm.
So we got a lot of growing and a lot of things that's happening in everybody's lives. People are in a different place in their life right now, and they're trying to come into a different place, a different season in their life. So I'm gonna start with you, Ziggy, or either y'all both can answer it. How do you know when it's time to leave people behind or cut people off?
I keep my scissors out.
Keep my
My scissors stay ready, and it's like Fabulous said in a song with Jadakiss, I had to cut you off, but you handed me the scissors. So I continually grow. I always read. I always listen to podcasts. I always go to seminars. I'm constantly progressing in life. And usually you outgrow people. It happens a lot in relationships. And a lot of relationships, like the breakups shouldn't be bitter because you're just two different people. You're not even made for each other anymore. But you have to leave people behind when it's no longer conducive to your growth, or, it doesn't serve you anymore.
It's time
you got to let it go, like Keisha Cole said.
What about you, Tosh? How do you know when it's time to leave people behind?
When it's too hard to get along, it's time to go.
I think it's, you just know. When you're just fed up. You can't,
you don't have anything to talk about with them.
With me, it's just like, I'm kind of like, I give people chances and opportunities, a lot of opportunities. I think I love everybody a little bit more than they need to be loved sometimes. Or just in general, I'm always that person that takes the good, out of the bad person. So I think people in general anyway get a lot of opportunity with me. So this way, when I cut somebody off and when I'm done with them, I know that I'm done with you.
Same. I give my all, and that's what when I'm in a relationship or when I'm in anything, I just give my all. And if it doesn't work, I know I did all that I can do. There's no more that I can do.
So is cutting off always is it always because of things that people are doing to you negatively that requires a cutoff? What are other reasons that will require? Like, some people cut people off and
we can't even have a conversation together because I'm up here, you down here. We're not on the same wavelength. So we shouldn't even be in the same room.
Right.
You got to go get in the room with the people on the same wavelength as you.
Yeah. For me,
it's a growth thing too.
Yeah. For me, that's what I was going to say. It's a growth thing. Like, sometimes you come into a certain place in your life and the people that was there, I think what I'm experiencing, and as I continue to grow, will continue to experience, is people get comfortable with you. Like, if I meet you and I'm scruffling and I'm, I don't have no goals. I'm not goal oriented. I'm just out here just living my best life. And people meet you on that level. That's all they know. You know what I'm saying? So when you try to do something different, as I started to grow and started my podcast and started getting into photography and started getting to this, getting to that, people didn't understand the direction I was going. I remember when I first got my podcast and people was like, what she think she doing? And even though by this point, when I started 2 years ago, podcasting was very popular, but the people that I was around, they didn't know anything about podcasting. They didn't listen to podcasts, so it wasn't really something they were familiar with. So when I started it, like, what is she doing? Like, what does she think she's doing? Like, I don't get it, And
it wasn't for
them, you know what I'm saying? And so as I started to grow, I had to leave a lot of people behind. It had nothing to do with we couldn't conversate anymore, or I gave people chances and we just wasn't, whatever. It was more so I just outgrew a lot of people in my life, and I just was stepping in different. Around that same time, we did All Because of a Man. So then I was in a documentary, and then shout out to James. He treated us like, I ain't gonna front. Like, I could say he treated us like royalty in that process. So in that time in my life, I was feeling like, dang, this is Tasha, you really elevating out here in these city streets. So I don't always think cutting people off necessarily has to do with the vibe you like. People giving people chances in
I mean, there's many reasons.
There's many reasons, right? But I do think a part of cutoff is when
all
you
of them
start
have to do
grow.
with growth.
Yeah,
but
when
all
you
of
start to
them,
grow.
Yeah, the underlining, pretty much issue is always growth. You were growing too much, so they didn't understand the direction you were going.
Right. And
you grow because you want to be a better person to people, and they not on the same page.
Right.
You've grown past them.
Right, and that's happening a lot for me right now in my life. I'm just becoming like more of a creator. I want to have things for my kids to remember me, you know. So even if I'm not able to leave the legacy of millions in the bank, at the end of the day, they will always have something to say. Dang, I miss my mother. Let me go back and listen to some of her podcasts, or watch something she filmed, or look at some of her photography, you know, whatever. So I just want to be my kids' legacy, you know. So anyway,
sometimes cut off is not only for you, but it's for the other person too.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta cut somebody off to help them.
Right, that's true.
And in a situation where it could be maybe addiction to something, or maybe where you see them going down the wrong path, or you want to help them go down the right path. So you may understand, not necessarily say you're doing something bad, but it could be in a situation where, you know what I mean, there's certain things they just are not capable of. They're not on your level, and they need to get to that state.
You care about them so much that you're willing to take yourself away from them so that they can figure it out.
So they can figure whatever else they need to do.
That's what my Wisdom Wednesday was about.
Yeah, I mean, basically, it's you know, so it could be in that case too. It's helping another person.
So when y'all cut people off, do you cut people off cold turkey? Do you let them know, or do you just exit the situation?
I think it all depends on the circumstance. You know, if it's a situation where you're dating someone, you're in a relationship, and if the relationship is really, really bad, then you may not have any choice but just to cut it off cold turkey. You know, just
block them.
There's no explanation.
Hey, I'm the queen of cold turkey.
Girl,
you know?
Look. Yeah, I fuck with you like you fuck with me, so don't be surprised.
Right.
Or
you got his motherfucking phone,
much,
you can't get through.
What's another way? Another way could be, if you don't do it cold turkey, then
write a letter.
You can do a letter.
Writing a letter is good.
You know, at least giving them an understanding
why you have to do what you have to do.
What you got to do. Maybe a circumstance that, you know, you may have to move or whatever, and you didn't know how to choose, so it's heartbreaking enough. So you gotta, you know,
let it
explain
go.
yourself.
This is the thing about energy. The same way you feeling, they feel it
the same way, right?
So a lot of things don't need to be explained.
Right.
Because when you walk away, they know exactly why you walked away. Right. They know they treated you like shit. They know they couldn't understand the shit you be talking about with the podcast and everything. They know you guys are not here anymore.
Right.
They don't, but they might not know why, but they know.
No, they feel the energy. They might not know why. Like, okay, she's cutting me off.
But they'll figure it out.
Yeah, they'll figure it out.
And usually cold turkey is the best way for somebody to figure something out, because they sit and think
about it. Right. They thinking about, like, wait, what happened to such and such? Like, why they just...
I mean, I never did
right.
take her out anywhere. So maybe I was a horrible dude, or I never did support her dreams.
The next person, if it's in a relationship, it's that case, you can grow for the next person, you know, but...
Yeah, I'm the queen of cold turkey now. Like, now...
I'm cold-blooded and cold turkey.
Back in the days, I felt like I had to explain everything. And I always felt like I had to explain everything. But now I realize that silence is power, you know?
They know exactly why you do it.
Yeah, like, I'm like, silence is power. Like, you know, at the end of the day, cut off. That's it. Like, there's nothing else left to say. And if you
just gotta show somebody, look.
Yeah, I can show
you.
I
will walk away from this.
Right. Because, you know, I was somebody, I forgot what couple. I forgot if it's what's that guy, Elvin Aegis or whatever his name is.
Aegis Elba.
Yeah, and he was saying, like, with his wife, the reason why he is. He was saying, like, the reason with his wife, the reason why he loves and appreciates her so much is that she's not afraid to walk away, to lose him. It's, you know, how him being in a certain place in his life, having fame and fortune, you know, you chasing and you get in the argument, you do everything to please him, and he was like, no, she's not afraid to lose me, she's not afraid to walk away, and that's what keeps him the most. Like, that's his most the biggest attraction.
Because that means she values herself.
Right, absolutely.
So now to him, she has value.
Exactly, because she's not afraid.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you know what I'm saying? And this goes back to a lesson this week. I was, now I be feeling like I be having conversations with God, y'all. So yeah, I don't know. But I was talking to God. Well, I was, talking to God about something, and it was about somebody, and I was like, yeah, but what if I don't, keep, I am interested, but what if I don't keep like the communication going?
The dialogue.
Yeah, he was like, listen, you can't lose something you don't got.
Hello.
You can't lose something you don't got, honey. So if you choose not to communicate right now, and when you ready, they not there no more, they wasn't yours in the first place. And you can't lose what you don't already have.
And I never feel bad when something doesn't work, because that means it just wasn't
meant to be. Right. I'm really stepping into that place in my life where I'm understanding. Like, I'm telling you, back in the days, I was so afraid of losing people, friends.
I never have been.
I've struggled with that.
I've been cutting niggas off for years.
No, I've always
niggas, cats, dogs, kids. I've cut shit off. Credit cards, employers, I cut shit off. And no attachment. Mm-hmm. And like the other day in the car, and this is really bad. I was asking myself, like, do you have feelings? Because bitch, you always cutting some shit off, and you just keep it moving. I might need some therapy.
No, you know what? Maybe you need to balance it out. That's a good quality to have. I'm sorry. Cutting people, it's a great quality, especially in a dating society. It's a great quality because you don't get attached.
Ask them niggas.
It's a great quality.
When you cut them off, you just stop.
I stop answering the phone,
and that's how I am too now.
And if they keep calling my phone, I will answer, and they'll be like, "Are you mad at me or something?" I'll be like, "No."
Right,
and they'll be like, click,
and that's it. And the thing is, I've become that person. Like, that's this guy hit me up the other day, talk about trying to have conversation or whatever. I'm giving him one or two. He was like, "You don't miss me?" I said, "Does it look like I miss you? Like you on my social media, so you see what I'm doing. You see my life. Does it look like? You know what I'm saying? Like, does it look like I miss you? Like." And dudes be caught off guard when you handle them like that. When you handle them the way they handle you, because right now men is living in a time where
they got too many options.
They get too many options, and women are like to the beck and call of men. So when you be like, "Nah, does it look like?" It's like, what? Does it look like? Wait, but I just wanted, yeah. Thank you, or whatever. But basically,
so he thought he was
right. He thought, you know what I'm saying? Like, he could be really thinking, and I'm like, not like I've gotten to that place now where I'm not afraid. First of all, like I said, how you not losing somebody that you don't got? If they not your man, they not whatever on that level, then that's not yours. So I don't feel afraid to be bold when I talk to them. When I talk, not even them, people now. Like, I'm not afraid to be bold, and I'm getting lessons every day with being bold, saying what you mean, and meaning what you say, because nobody paying your bills.
Hello.
You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody paying, and it's necessary in life. I called a printing company this week to ask for pricing on a project that I'm working on. And because I'm just starting off, I was talking to the guy, not very timid, but he used the word apologetic. Because I'm like, well, I don't know how much, sales, because I know when you have to start up your equipment, like just very...
Yeah, you were about the wrong thing.
Right. What he said at the end of the conversation? He said, before we hang up, I just want to let you know, when you calling other people to get quotes, I'm going to need you to not sound apologetic. You call them and you let them know what you want, and it's either yes or no. We can do this for you. It ain't no, well, because he's like, you sound a bit apologetic that your sales might not be where where you want it to be off rip. And I was like, because I already know what it is to start up your equipment for like, 2 things or whatever. And he was like, no, it doesn't matter. You're looking for a service. So I turned around and I was like, well, and I reapproached the conversation. He was like, "Thank you. That sounds more better." You know what I'm saying? So in society, you just have to be that way.
Yeah.
You have to be bold.
You have to have confidence.
How about cutting
It's
off
confidence.
like friends? Like, how do y'all go about cutting off friends? Like, if you have, let's say, because
Outta
you
here.
have a lot of situations where, you know, like back to growth,
Mm-hmm.
and you have friends from years ago or best friends or whatever. You know, you grow up with certain
Mhm.
people, and
You
then you
grow
just
apart.
like, they still here and I'm here. But you know, you feel, I mean, do you cut them off or do you just say, you know what I mean, that's my homie, whatever?
It depends.
It
Do you
depends.
guys still have like a mutual something holding you together?
Right. I have friends that we may not connect on like my podcast level or things that I'm doing, videography, photography. We don't connect. They don't have an interest in any of those things, but we still connect because we have other interests. You know what I'm saying? That holds us together. So, but it as far as a friend, like again, if it's something that deems cut off necessary, you just got to do what you have to do because you can't let people hold you back from your greatness. You can't. And like,
And they will pull you backwards.
mm-hmm,
50 Cent once said, if you the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room.
mm-hmm.
If you the richest person in the room, you're in the wrong room because you ain't learning nothing.
Nothing. Mm.
Yes.
That's good advice right there.
All right, 50.
You're right.
Yeah.
But yeah,
He was supposed to be my husband, but I think he
he's
done
so
crossed the
cold blooded.
bridge.
See, he
We
like the
both
definition-
cold-blooded.
Yo,
He a
he
lover
like
bitch.
the
'Cause I
definition
cut
of
his ass
cold
off,
blooded.
too. He'd be like,
I'll be like,
"Bitch,
yo,
can't
50
cut me
Cent,
off."
even when I don't know
He'll
if
cut you off in the hot. He'll be talking to you this week, and the next week he'll cut you off. He'll be talking
yeah,
about you.
like the
Yeah.
girl that starred Tasha that starred in
and he'll
Power,
tag you in it.
and I'm like,
What? Whoa, they not cool no more?
well, I don't know if they squash. So a few weeks ago, or a few months ago, she had a picture. She had a ponytail, but you know she don't have
Her
like
edges.
her. Well, she have edges, but her forehead, all this area is
Go on.
huge. So like her hairline
Oh, yeah.
probably start like back here. So she had that ponytail like the guy had in Street Fighter. She
No
had that type of
fucking way.
ponytail, and somebody on social media had did a side by side with her and the
Bro,
Street Fighter guy. So that was going around social media for a while, but 50
Okay.
Cent, I guess he went and said, I don't care what nobody, something like, I don't care what nobody said, but this still my dog. And he put the picture up with the side by side, and she felt some type of way about it, and she, you know,
Well, it
came
was
back.
funny.
But you know, like still, he don't even care. Nobody is safe when it comes to 50 Cent.
Ain't nobody safe.
Ain't nobody safe.
But the thing, well, that's funny, and that's my thing about objective thinking. So she's so in her emotions that she can't even take a joke. Well, bitch, you put the ponytail on and walked out the house. You look like the dude from Street Fighter.
Right. And you know what?
It ain't his fault.
The thing that's wrong with us as humans that we are too emotional.
It was funny.
It was funny. It was funny,
Take
and
it
it
sweetly.
honestly, I love her. I love her character.
I love her too.
I love her character, but I ain't gonna front. It did look like it. Let me see if I can find. Oh, Sky got my phone.
Listen, I can't with y'all. Anyway, cut y'all off from that conversation.
Right.
I don't think she should have got
Talking
upset.
about
I
girl
think
head.
it was funny. She should have laughed too. Nick don't wear
It
no
could
more
have been a
clothes.
publicity stunt.
She probably felt that it was wrong for him to be. It's kind of like egging it on, you know.
It could've
She
been a
felt like it was
publicity
wrong
stunt.
because of her emotions, and
Right.
she wouldn't have
She
did
felt
it.
like he should have just ignored it. And cut
She
it
can't
off
make-
like
she
how he
can't
cut
decide
butt.
what he
Can I
do.
say it? Can I say it though?
Say it.
Okay. I think he thought. I was thinking maybe it was a publicity stunt because on her comeback, she said, and that's what I talked about in my book that's coming out. So I don't know if
I can't.
you know how these
had to
these
plug her
people
book.
do.
I don't want to read it. What? Okay, I'm sorry.
No, but that's how
I'm
people
not
do
gonna
with the
read it.
publicity stunts. They do now. It brought attention to her book.
No,
that's
50
coming
Cent
out.
was dead the fuck serious.
He
That's
was.
what he do.
He's so stupid.
You ain't nobody say. But it was funny too.
You seen it?
No.
Okay,
It's just you telling me.
you can picture it.
Yeah, hilarious.
I don't know, but cutting off is definitely necessary in life, and it does happen. Sometimes it's unfortunate. Sometimes for other people, sometimes
When is
it's
it
not.
unfortunate?
I don't know.
If it's for your better, to make your situation better, it's never unfortunate.
It's unfortunate for the other person. My presence not.
Well, you can't worry about that.
That's true, but
See, that's what we got to have a class. I got to. It ain't nothing to cut that bitch off class
right.
because
It ain't nothing that cut that.
Because let me tell you something. People will suck up all your energy. People will, and I try to see the best in people. So I always see the best in people, and I always try to work with people until you prove to me that bitch ain't no good over here for you to see. And then I got to walk away.
You gotta walk away
because I did all I can do. And let me tell you, I have given so much of myself, and not just boyfriends, but just regular general, friends, right, and family members, and everything. Mm-hmm. And people will just suck you dry and suck you dry. Now, it's just I don't have the type of time. Like, my time is precious. Right. Time is money. I can't get that back. Right. So if you can keep wasting my time, guess what?
You have to cut you off.
I don't give you no more time to waste.
Cut it.
I had to tell one of my he be listening to the podcast. He probably gonna hear this. An ex-boyfriend of mine. He called me like a day or two ago, and then he called me again like 2 days after, and I finally answered. He's like, "Answer this phone." He's like, "About time you answered. I called you this many times." I said, "Boy, you got a whole girlfriend. It's not a priority for me to answer that phone call." Yo, he was upset about that.
Listen,
okay, so
and this is my motto for this year. I only have time for things and people that's a priority. Like, people that was calling me, that I would jump in when I can. I only have time for people that's a priority. If you ain't a priority in my life right now, I'm busy. I got things I'm trying to do.
I'm busy.
As I'm talking about being busy, y'all, stay tuned. March 14th, we will be having a live studio audience episode.
Yes.
So we are super excited.
Kicking with your girls in person. Ask us whatever. We taking pictures.
Yes.
We doing the whole night.
Yes, it's going to be super dope. So for those that are local, even for those who not local, that's really rocking with us. Listen, March 14th, 2020, we will be having our live. Right now, if you have any topics that y'all might want to discuss in a live setting, let us know so we could write them down. Because we want to definitely do topics that people want to come out and listen to and talk about. Right. So I just wanted to throw that in there for y'all to make sure you look out for that. We will be advertising soon for that live studio audience episode, March 13th, guys. Lock it in. Super excited.
Yes.
Yes.
And back to the topic. You know what else I realized wastes a lot of time?
What?
And this is why you have to cut people off. Lying. They waste too much time. You just have to tell people what the fuck is up.
Right.
And they gonna take it how they gonna take it or not. But this is what, for me, you're not a priority. I can't. Yeah. I'll get to the phone when I can get to the phone.
This year motto, I told you. I only got time for people and things that are priority. What about you, Tasha? You've been real quiet this episode.
Listen,
what you got going on?
I don't got nothing going on. At the end of the day, I feel y'all with the whole cutting off thing. It's just, I told you, this is my year, so everybody been cut off anyway from years ago. So I just add to the bucket. So I've been cut off so many people, and a lot of people that know me know I've been quiet. I'm real quiet now. Before, they know I used to have 30, 40, 50 friends at one point. I told you, I'm the type of person, I used to have people all in my house.
Lovable.
And now I don't even, you know what I'm saying? I'm
not
like
even peace. I like peace.
Yeah, I just like my own energy, to feel my own energy. I don't need nobody traveling with me, coming to my house, hanging with me. I really don't. I basically cut everybody off a long time ago. It's just me and Jesus.
Right. Well, you better get used to traveling with me and Ziggy, because pretty soon,
bitch, you popping pussy on this handstand this year.
And not only that, pretty soon we gonna be traveling from place to place, post up doing live episodes.
We gonna find you some micro penises.
Yeah.
You know what you like. You know what you like,
right? You made it clear last week, child. You made it clear what you like.
I ain't say nothing. I was just talking about.
You made it clear last week, child. You don't mind a little micro penis. Nah.
That's all you gotta do is
we just playing.
Rub. You know.
Ain't no time. Nobody got no time for rub. Rub gets cut off this year too. Ain't nobody got time for rub. If you rubbing with anybody right now, you need to unrub, because you need.
Yeah, you got to unrub.
Not even a micro penis. So I'm good.
Child, you ain't the only one. I'm over here chilling. I'm like, listen, like, ain't nobody. I think we all said that. I don't know about you. You got.
I might have got cut off. I don't know. I might be the one that got cut.
You probably did. You were talking a lot of mess last week too. About you single. My number. If anybody wants.
Yeah. Doing all that flogging.
Right.
You probably got cut.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Good.
So if you did get cut, child, I was finna mess with you today, but you was outside, so I couldn't even front. Like, Tosh, where that little
2020
car?
is a year to listen, everybody. It's 2020 is a year to cut everybody, everything
Off.
If it is not serving you,
shoot,
It's got to go.
if it's not serving you, you have to cut it off. Because you know what? If you're not protecting your energy, if you're not protecting your finances, if you're not protecting your
health,
education, your
whatever.
health, you cannot give to your children,
And
your
yourself.
spouse, your parents. You can't give anything if it's being sucked out of you by things.
People that don't even matter.
Right.
They not doing nothing for you. They
Get
not
it
paying
together.
Cut it off. Just cut it off. Okay.
Listen, my dad told me this weekend, as I'm growing and I'm telling him things that I got coming up and things that's going to be happening in 2020. He was like, and you know what? And them extra friends, cut them off because you need to be focused. Like he told me that this weekend.
For
I said,
real?
well, Dad, I ain't got no friends, but
I was
like that. I'm like, my circle is small, but he's like, anything that's not needed, cut it off.
You gotta
I was
cut it
yes,
off.
Daddy.
It's taking too much energy.
An ex of mine's told me, like, because I used to have so many friends, and he was like, how many, one of these days your circle's gonna be as big as one hand, many fingers you got on one hand. And I said, that's dumb. Why would that be? You know what I mean? But he said, as you get older and get wiser, certain things change, life change, situations change.
Mm-hmm. You change.
You change, right? So he's like, it's not like it's a bad thing, or it's not anything against your friends, but it's just like you grow away from people.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I was like, yeah. And then by
It's
the next
true.
couple years later, I went from dang 40, 50 friends to like 7. You know what I mean? I'm like, damn.
For real.
So now I'm like,
it's quality over quantity.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
It's the quality difference. The
Mm-hmm.
the 5 people you spend the most time with and talk to the most are define where you're going in life.
Right.
And I think,
So
like, for
choose
me,
wisely.
not even just to any disrespect to anybody that I've known, and I kind of slow down, because I think, life happens to everybody.
They feel the same
You
way.
get older, whatever. Some people just prefer to maybe still go out and party and enjoy themselves. And I don't. And it's nothing against them.
It's just that you're in a different place.
I'm in a different place.
Mhm.
Some people may want to still, maybe I want to travel and they don't. So maybe they decide they got to cut themselves from me. I don't think it's anytime it's really a bad thing or offensive thing.
Mm-mm.
If anything, I think it should be like a love thing. Like, yeah,
Right.
they growing
It's
over there,
mutual.
I'm growing
But
over
people
there.
don't see it like that.
You know
but
what I mean?
Like Ziggy said, it don't matter what other people think. You doing it for you.
We
Right.
spend too much time in life. I don't give a fuck what nobody think anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
We spend too much time in life worried
Thinking
about what other people think.
Right.
It's true, and
it
I've
is.
always been like that too. And I don't think it has to be a bad thing. Like when it comes to cutting people off, even in a relationship, I don't think it has to be a bad thing. I think if it's a mutual decision and it could be a thing. Like I said, it's a thing of, it's just growth.
Right.
I mean, what's so bad about saying I'm growing and you're growing, so we could just grow apart? We're on 2 different levels or whatever the case may be. And if both people understand that,
But that's the thing. Most times people don't understand that. Like
but
they
then
see it as a negative thing. They don't
the ones
take
that
it.
got to be cut off.
Yeah, like they don't see it. Like they
do
see
whatever.
it like, oh, she thinks she better than us.
Well, you know what
or
that
she-
means? They need to start looking inside themselves to see why the fuck
Right.
they getting cut off
Yeah.
from everybody.
Those are the ones you need to cut off. Those
They
are the
need
people I
some
think
me
that need to be
time.
cut off cold turkey.
Right.
Now,
Yeah.
the ones that you understand that you on this level, I'm on
Growing,
this
right.
level. You know what I mean? And those are the ones now you should have the conversation and you make the letter or y'all go have a dinner
And
or
then
whatever
you
the case may be.
put-
I've
right.
done
That's
that-
if they
I've done that a couple times.
ask. If they don't
Right.
ask,
Sometimes
it just is what it is.
right? Well, I don't know. I feel like right now, like I said, I only got time for people and things that's priority, and 2, I've gotten to that place where Ziggy at. Like I don't care what nobody think. I'm not afraid of losing people no more. Like I said, that definitely was me. I always was afraid. Friends, guys, family members, just be so discreet about everything, tiptoe around everything because I was afraid of losing. That was, past life. Now I don't care. Like,
Listen, I'll cut
I don't
that
care.
off.
I don't
Kevin
care.
Stop barking out there all the goddamn time. I'll cut him off too. You hear that, Kevin? I will cut him
girl,
off.
she love that dog.
I
Kevin,
love
y'all.
Kevin.
She
I will
love
cut
Kevin.
Kevin
Kevin's
off,
bed.
cut Diamond off. If she listen,
She love them
she
dogs.
throw it one more time on my floor. You see what I'm
Look,
saying?
look, see,
Kevin, shut up. You know what I'm saying? This is what I gotta go through. I'll cut him off. I be saying I'm gonna cut him off.
Look,
You said don't cut you off.
He said you got him messed up.
Right, you got me messed up.
He
He the king of this castle.
Everybody would get cut off.
That's why he pissed on there. That he got to mark his territory.
Right.
Yeah, I see he be trying. I'll cut his goddamn legs off. But,
Yeah.
you know, at the end of the day,
You gonna be making all that noise in the mic.
my bad, y'all. But anyway, at the end of the day, you know, it's not a bad thing to cut people off. Sometimes it's needed.
It's necessary.
It's necessary. So, you know, it's done with, as long as it's done with love, you know,
It's good.
What's big?
Yeah.
Well,
You know,
Zeke,
you got any
What?
wisdom?
yeah, I was gonna say, what's your
Wednesday?
wisdom Wednesday this week?
So the Wisdom Wednesday is tough love equals self-love.
Ooh, and that kind of go with
And it
that.
does
That's
So
what
go
I said.
ahead, go
Sometimes
ahead.
you need
People
that.
might not always agree with the type of love you show them. Like you
Mhm.
said, sometimes you got to cut people off for them.
Mm-hmm,
But that's self-love. Because you
Mhm.
still got to do what you got to do for
For
you.
you.
Because you still got 2 kids in there that have to eat, shit, sleep, everything. And that's all on you.
mm-hmm.
So you can't be worried about, oh, well, Tasha doing this and Cameron over here doing this and Bay over here doing. Look, anybody that cause turmoil in your life
Got to
is
go.
to let that shit go.
Ain't none of that
Because it ain't supposed to be that hard.
Cut it.
And once you realize that, I think we all grew up in dysfunction and we think when stuff is so hard, like this is the way it's supposed to be, this is life. That ain't life at
And
all.
then I guess when you do it too, people remember, don't feel sorry about it. Just you know,
You gotta do what's best for you.
Doing what's best for you, and you doing what's
Just
best for that
call
person.
me.
So. Just call Ziggy.
Right, she get Carla.
I'll let you borrow my scissors. They sharp.
Honey. Okay.
Real sharp.
Okay.
I sharpen them
I
up there.
can't do it. For real. All right, guys.
Super
One thing, guys, just bust a quick prayer for my grandmother. She has been feeling sick for
grandmama.
past few weeks since like Thanksgiving week, and she just just not really coming back to her full self. You know, she keep getting a little better, but then next minute she not feeling good again. So for our prayer families out there, please bust a prayer for my grandmother, because
Y'all better make her some of that Jamaican juice.
Listen,
I know
the
y'all got
sorrow,
them remedies and stuff. I don't know.
that sorrow. She done got a taste of it for the Jamaican peoples out here. Tasha, mother made some sorrel, and
Yeah.
Ziggy got her first taste of it. It was real good. So shout out to Tosh Mom for the
Yeah,
sorrel.
Tosh Mom,
That
it was
good.
delicious.
It was good.
I need a whole 5th.
No, you need my mom's rum punch.
I need all of it.
All
I
of
drink
it.
I drink the
Rum
liquor
punch
now.
on
You can give it
plate.
all to me.
Ziggy's so stupid. Remember we had the episode, she said, what's your favorite drink? Ziggy said, all of them.
All of it. I ain't picky.
Yee.
Whatever we doing to. If it's brown, I'm on the brown. If it's white, I'm on the white.
You
It's-
can mix liquor? Can you? Or you
I
gotta
wouldn't.
do one or
I
the
said
other?
whatever we on tonight.
Oh, okay,
I
but you
have
don't-
mixed before.
Do you get sick from it?
Yeah, I mixed before, and that's
I
why I
don't
don't
get
drink
sick.
now.
My tolerance is really high.
For liquor, yeah, I can't. I
Yeah.
can't do the mix. I almost
I'll
lost
be
my
leaning.
life.
That's why I don't drink, y'all. Just stick with my little virgin drinks.
Girl,
That's
I mean,
good. Yeah, I can
when
be
we
the
go on
designated
our
drivers.
when we go on our podcast cruise, you're definitely gonna have to take a
You
drink.
gotta have at
Who
least
want
one.
to drink? Child, please.
Just one. I mean, like
One
what
drink.
state?
No,
What
I don't
happens?
know
in-
what type. People done tried to get me to drink, and then I'll be like, nope.
A strawberry daiquiri.
Nope.
Hey, come on.
Mm-mm. Why I gotta drink? Tell me.
Because
why I
you
gotta
know
drink.
you will be so
Listen,
popping
we
on
on
some
another
liquor.
podcast, y'all. Why?
Listen, because you will
She
be
gonna
so
be doing a
popping on some
percolator.
alcohol.
Why I can't be popping by myself?
Girl, I just need
I
to
am popping.
experience. You are
You
popping.
popping.
I just need to experience the Tasha on
you
some
want me to lean
alcohol.
over on the boat or something like that?
Right, I just need
Nah.
to experience that.
People that be drunk don't be popping. They be leaning and looking crazy.
Listen, whatever. I mean, you don't gotta get like
Y'all,
that.
we ain't gonna talk about how she was looking when she got drunk on the last
Listen.
cruise.
What
That's
was you
another
doing?
podcast.
Well, that was my first time drinking
yeah,
Hennessy.
she was leaning to the side. She was
Child.
popping all right. She was lit.
Listen, I still got
lit.
videos of me. I was done.
I'm done with y'all.
But it
Anyway,
was a-
y'all, we
Yeah,
yeah,
so
so
we-
here talking
All night.
about-
So that was it, guys. So basically, give us some feedback. What are some reasons that you cut people off? I was
Let
about to
us
say
know.
pop. I was about to
I
say
might have to cut Tasha. I've cut off Tasha
Hey.
and Ziggy. They try to get me to drink some alcohol. You gotta cut
Whatever.
them off. You know what I'm saying?
What are some
Bad
reasons?
friends.
Don't do. I drink all the alcohol. For
Trying to
you.
Look,
influence
I
you to
bet you
drink.
would.
They gotta cut people
You
off.
don't have to
sometimes.
drink a Tom Ting. Me drink it all.
So let us know why y'all cut people off. And or what are ways that y'all do when y'all cutting people off, and does it vary? Like if it's boyfriends, friends, whatever, do you have different techniques?
Yeah.
So let
Do you
us
explain
know.
or do you
Let us
cold
know how y'all do this. And that's it, guys. Thanks again for sticking with us, and thanks for listening to the Traveling Pants of a Single Mom. And we out.
Adios.
Peace.
Night night.
Tupac said,
Ow.
"Why pick up the pieces? Leave that shit laying on the motherfucking floor and keep going."
Ow.
I know that's right, Tupac.
Good night, y'all.